In this video, we're going to look on 10 best workflows inside the ComfyUI. Few restrictions to this apply. Number one, all workflows need pre-installed with the ComfyUI. Number two, no external API calls. So it's meaning whatever we're running on our ComfyUI, it's need be run locally on your machine, so no outside calls. And number three, we need to select from multiple categories, so not just showing in one single category different models. Well, let's go ahead, start it. Workflows we're going to use it's preloaded with your ComfyUI. I am currently using ComfyUI version 0.3.49. You can always check, and I would recommend upgrade at least to this version so you will have all of these workflows that I'm going to use in this video. You can upgrade by going inside the manager. If your manager is installed, and go ahead and install update all here, click, which is update all libraries, ComfyUI, and all necessary components for you. However, personally, I found this is not always work perfectly for me. So personally, I prefer to do otherwise. It's meaning you're going to directory where you install your ComfyUI. Next, you find your subdirectory update, go inside and click on this where it says update ComfyUI and Python dependency. I run a couple tests, and for some reason, when you're doing from the manager, some libraries does miss, because on this case your ComfyUI need to be run. If you run with this batch file, your ComfyUI server can be disabled, so no logs on the file, and it's perform a little bit better update. Personally, I would recommend for you to do this way. So after updates is completed, then you will have it workflows, all new workflows available here. If for some reason you do missing some workflows, and in a rare cases I did found the people report this, then I will recommend for you going to this directory. Link will be down on all resources in the description so you can check, and right here you can access all of this workflows, specifically every one that will show. This is a separate repository on GitHub from the ComfyUI, and this is just the workflows just in case if you're missing or they're not yet installed. Workflows that I will go show you, they not necessarily mean this is the best, this is second, third place. No, we'll just go in generic order, and we'll start with the creating images. The one that is literally stunning me by the quality and everything, it's called Flux Create Dev. This workflow presenting a perfect generation of the images. I mean, quality, and the speed with which it's produced image, it's literally stunning. This has become my number one the image generation resource. And if for some reason you think I miss some more workflow that you think should be on this list, please put it comment down below. Let me know what workflows should be on this best 10 workflows in ComfyUI. Our next workflow will be in the same area in the Flux, and it's called Flux Context. That is work with the images, but it's slightly different. And my personal opinion, I think the context it's truly changed in a way we work with the image generations. Before, if you can recall, we need to use like in painting, out painting tools, we need to use ControlNet to specify and preserve some of the poses, how object look, and some looks and stylizations. With a context, this is a change. Now, thanks to this model, all what we need to do is just specify something in a text format, and it will apply to our image. If you notice, we also have a couple different ones. We have it one context and context group it. I'll just evaluate one, but both of them very similar. One is allowed to combine several characters together, and one apply changes just to one character. So in this case, I think just apply to one character. That is represent this new approach in a model to create images. It is significantly. It does look a little bit messy, but overall, if you look at the very streamlined approach as well, most of those workflows I also select as a best because they allowed you to have a very good starting point. So it's meaning you can grow to them. You can take separate components here, easy modify and implement inside your maybe more complex workflow. For example, here you can see we have a dual clip loader. You can always switch this to the triple and load it like a Llama or other the more complex large language model, which allowed you to better define what you want to change on an image, and with it combined with context, it will work excellent. Our next workflow comes from the video. Recently, we have explosions of different workflows and models with different type of we can approach to the video. And this is just on your local stable diffusion server. If we look on some API service, huge amount, and I mean a huge, it's just like every day coming more new and new. But remember, we don't look on the external APIs, we'll just focus what we have here and we can run on our local computer. And tell you true, it was a little bit tricky to select because I do like how Hunai come or first Cosmos creating, so those is a great models and everything. But you know, after playing for some time, hands down it is Van 2.2. This is unbelievable video model that allowed us to create from text to image, from video to image, and newer update from first and last frame to create, which is you can create almost infinity a link of the video without degradation. Be sure to check my previous video about Van 2.2 and first and last frame video in this case. And as well, keep it in mind, this is model, it's take a long time. 2.2 with a 14B model, it took me 3 hours to create video. However, new condensation models is out here, which is reducing size. You can run on smaller and faster, and they're available for you. So I will put a link down below so you can go here and download those quantization models. Just general approach to this. Look on the size of your video card. If your video card is 8 GB, you probably want to download it one that is a 7 GB or 6 GB. You want to have it at least step down, and that is quantization models will work for your machine. Okay, so let's go ahead. We open this one, and you can see right here we have the first last session image. Here example of animations done with first and last frames. Pay attention that no degradation to our image, and of course because we generated first and last image with the highest quality, and Van did a great job to creating this between frames for us. Current animations done with 5 seconds, and this has took me, as I said before, 3 hours on a full resolution with full model. I'm using RTX 3090, and as CPU I'm using AMD 9900X and 96 GB RAM. I'm also working on a video where I'll show 10 best workflows that does not come with the ComfyUI. I will provide link for those workflows, explain why they are best of the best. And if you want to see this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any new updates. Our next workflow on the list, it's a Queen image text to image. This is unbelievable model. The reason is text. It does create a realistic text in your image without deforming this. By the way, if for some reason you're loading your workflow and this is message come up like this on the screen where it says we're missing models, that is very common because as new models, new workflows is releasing, new models coming out, and they're not yet on your computer. Those models, because of the size, they're not included with original installation on ComfyUI, and you need uploaded them later as you work with specific workflow. You need to upload them only once. They will store on your local computer, and after this they do not require any internet connections. So in my case, I'm just go ahead and click on this download button and place it in right directory. Path is specified down below here, like text encoder Queen 2.2. Just one small tip also for you. Because sometimes this message come up, it does not mean you don't have it. Some of the workflows will look for the models in totally different place that is specified. Example, same right here, you can see it says text encoder. It's a look in this directory of text encoder. However, if we go close this and we look closer to this clip loaded. This is what we cannot find. We can click on this name and notice it's actually showing me different directory, because despite the error message that it says it's looking and ask for the model in a text encoder, it's actually look in a clip directory. By verifying this, we can just need go and relocate it. For example, right here, we have it our text, which we downloaded in directory that specify. All what we need to do, just going and move this inside the clip directory. After this, it should run without problems. So let's go ahead and click, and you can see now it's found and loaded without problem. And as a result, you can see the image right here with a perfect wording. This specific workflow is great to implement in your other workflows. For example, if you create a thumbnail, as I did in my previous videos, where I connect to the webcam, take a snapshot of my face, and after creates thumbnails. It was a little bit problem with the text, but right here you can create quite a bit complex, more integrated text. So I think this workflow definitely deserve to be in top 10. Our next one, it's come from a category of upscaling. We do have some different models that allowed us to upscale, and they exist for some time. This one, Latent Upscale, different prompt model, it is in some way unique and interesting. I did have some similar workflow that I created by myself. It's a bit more complex, does more stuff, but basic principle is here. And remember, we only using models that come pre-installed and default with a ComfyUI. So this model, you can see it's different. It's meaning we can create a one image, and after it's utilize a different model here to upscale. This approach to upscale will add additional details to this image. So it's not just a sharp this line like we did in old time. You know, if you use it old Photoshop, you maybe remember you upscale, its line looks sharp, but it's missing details. It just fill up with gradients. So this approach allowed us to create image with much higher details. Similar services online like Magnific and other ones can do exactly the same. Topaz AI or AI RT do same things. However, this is again run locally on your machine. And if you're interested in more complex and more sophisticated algorithm that produce better quality than this, be sure to check my other video about upscaling inside the ComfyUI. And here is an example of us utilizing this upscale. Let's come closer look, and you can see this is the original image. It does create not bad, and if we upscale, we'll have it maybe sharper images, but they will lose some detailizations. Here, upscale with a model, it's definitely, you can see it's add more detailization to this, and it's based on a prompt, so it's definitely improve. And it's not just the improve on the scalability, it's improving on the details. Very interesting, but this workflow got overlooked by many users. As I communicate with some of my class when I teach in ComfyUI, I found that few people actually know how to use this, but this specifically area compositions, it's a very powerful tool. So let's go ahead, open and see what's going on here. It is a little bit complex, but generally if you look, it's separated by the areas. So this way it's allowed us to generate image with a completely different schema. For example, if you want to create like 4 seasons, you can select the 4 different areas and says generate winter, spring, summer, fall, and it will be create a very beautifully link them together. Or for example, you can create separate character in one and another character in another area. I have very nice and extensive video about how to use this and implement inside your workflow. I will provide again a link down below for you, or maybe on a side, depend, so you can go and check this video, see if this is specifically workflow fits some of your needs. And in our example, you can see how it's separated and creating quite a bit long image with the different areas there. Next workflow, it's one of my favorite because I do like creating 3D. I work with 3D for many years and create multiple applications, models and everything. And of course, when it's come with this creating from image to your 3D. I went crazy. I love to do. I create and print 3D models just like this. See, like this one model, or for example, this model. And by the way, this is my face on a horse. So I'm making another video for you where we get full workflow, how to take your own photo, how to create a character based on your description, print it in 3D, and also we'll go to paint, but paint will be by hand. So just want to show how it's cool it is. So I love to do 3D, and I was happy to see some of the services come online, but when they come locally to ComfyUI so you can run on your computer, it was literally blast for me. And the best what I want to show here, it's a Hunai 3D 2.0, which perform excellent, but they also allowed multi-views. So what is meaning you don't need to have just one view, multiple. The problem is when you have just one view and something hiding behind, then you may have a problem as you're creating 3D model. Those elements may be missing. Right here you can see you have it 4 different views, 2 of them hiding, disable, and if you have it, you can enable them. And here in my example, I'm going to preload. This is kind of Russian Cheburashka, the character with my own face. I put it in. If you're interested, I do again have it video. And by the way, almost all of these workflows that I'm showing, I have it videos that going specifically in details how to do step by step. But in this case, you can see I create this character and I'm using only 3 views. I don't have it left view because I don't need it. Right and left will be symmetrical, but you can see right here it's a characters creating back forward size. We don't need to specify anything. Just go ahead and click run. It will preload it model first, and then next will create a 3D model for us. And as a result, we have our character. Look on this, it's look beautiful from all sides. This is what nice of the multi-views provide for us, the accurate figures from different angles. This currently workflow does not have any texturing or coloring that you can apply. I saw some different variations of this that do have it color included inside. The reason why they try avoid here, it is the memory constraint on a loaded model. You can download it also standalone kind of application that run in Python, but which is included texturing as well. But for us, because I do a lot of like a 3D printing here and painting afterwards, that is work for me just fine. Our next workflow coming from the audio section. Tell you true, they are not on a level of the Suno. However, you do have a different type of the workflows, if you check my video about audio as well, which can create a very good quality audio. But here, and specifically in a workflow, I found them just okay, with one exception. An exception is stable audio. Stable audio does not produce great music. However, it's produce sound effect. And for me, because I like to create video and I like to create a video where we travel going around. By the way, it is a Wonderlanders channel. Go ahead, check this, where you can see me as a person with my wife. We're going around and discovering some cool, interesting places. But sometimes I needed sound effect. I needed a rain. I need a forest. I need wind. I need waterfall. This is work excellent to create any sound effect that you may be missing or want to do. Sound effect, you may use it for your video games, you may be used for your video relaxation. If you decide to create nice, beautiful relaxation image and relaxation video, and you needed some rainfall, beautiful wind on the background, this is excellent, because all what you need to do, just type rainfall, slight wind, kind of like this. You can specify no music, so it won't create any music for you. Model by themselves, it's very small and it's processed extremely fast, so you can create a very nice sound effect at no time. And next, you can have it your rain on the background, noise. I mean, this is one of the excellent tool to create sound effect for you. I do mention before that currently with a context and Flux, we kind of don't need ControlNet. Well, that is not absolutely true, because In some areas, ControlNet does provide more precision on a posing and allow you to control a little bit better how it's look. Just in case if you have a hard time express like I do with your words what you want to see. So in this case, in ControlNet, I want to show you a specific workflow. And we have some basic you can preview here. One is actually mixing controls, and this is excellent workflow because you can mix a different style of ControlNet. You can have it like right here, open pose, as it will take our object, how it's look. And you also can have a different, for example, a scrabble, or you can have a depth map in other ones. On this case, you can apply precision of the posing and also depth, how you want to look on some characters. In this case, if we have a pose of the person who, for example, is sitting in a chair, and we can put the portrait and apply, for example, depth map of the portrait, combine to them, we can utilize together and have it quite a bit interesting effect with this. So here is example, we have a 2, but you can notice we can also easy increase more than 2 and 3. Again, this workflow by itself, it's a good as example, but it is a great component if you want to integrate inside your other workflow. And our 10, the best workflow inside the ComfyUI, I want to select from the image category and specifically High Dream 1 Full. This current workflow, it was one of my favorite before the Flux come up with a newer script. Well, it's performed excellent, and it's still doing excellent with the text prompt. Let me show you what I was meaning by this. If we're going to our text encoders, you'll notice right here we have it quadruple text encoders. So we actually have it the short ones, we have it another clip dream text, and we have it llama. In some cases you maybe think it is overkill. However, how the model work, it's a much better working with your natural language. So it's meaning it can understand much better what you try to explain and showing on an image. It's meaning have it more precision from your words to the image. This embedding with a model and embedding even quadruple of those text encoders, it's given quite a bit power to create a very realistic and nice image. Overall, I will say this was for some time my favorite. As well, this workflow give you very excellent idea how you can maybe utilize this quadruple clip loader and try play with your other workflows. They're not necessarily always will work because model need also be ready to accept those information from text encoders, but you never know, maybe you strike the gold with this. So it's a great tool as well to experiment, play around, and creating images. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I missed some of the workflow that you think should be on this list. Put a comment down below, and remember, subscribe to these videos, subscribe to my channel to know when is the new videos will be releasing. And I do have a quite a bit interesting list. Our next will be 10 top workflows that is not coming with ComfyUI, that is user selected, but you should have them and use it. If you have any suggestions for those workflows, please send me mail or put it comment down below. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.